Miss Payne. I hope you're doing well. I missed being in class with you. And let's just start off. My poet is Erin Hanson. Start at the beginning of their life. She was born June 22nd, 1995, which makes her a Cancer. She was born and grew up in Brisbane, Australia, and she is now 24 years old. She started telling her stories at the age of 7 or 8 to her friends, which nowadays she thought were pretty bad and crazy. She started writing her first poetry, though, at the age of 11. She started her blog in 2011 at the age of 16, and it's currently called the Poetic Underground. And she enjoys to do anything that helps her create unique things, which include crocheting, embroidering, and of course, poetry. Like I said before, she wrote her first poetry at the age of 11. She didn't start getting seriously about poetry until she was 16 with her blog. She became well known around the world at the age of 18, and she published 3 books in 2016 at the age of 21. Her first one was Poetic Ground Reverie, which is an anthology of her works from 2012 to 2014. The second one is Voyage, which is an anthology of her works from January 2014 to November 2014. And then the last one that she has so far is Dreamscape, and that is from November of 2015 to March of 2016. Her writing influence, she herself said multiple times that nature is what inspires her the most because it's a constant thing around the world. Everyone can relate to it. Everyone's been through a thunderstorm, everyone's seen the rain, everyone has seen the changing of seasons. She focuses on the patterns and cycles of the human world and relates those to nature. She's often associated with Les Murray. He is another prominent poet from Australia. Her writing style, she uses rhymed poetry in almost every single one of her poems. And she uses elegies. Now, elegies are poems that are about death and loss, and usually around the theme of reflection and grieving. Hers, while they are elegies, they're not typically about the death of a person or a loss of a person. It's more like a loss of sense of self, the loss of dignity, some stuff like that. So because of that, her poems are often about reflection and making yourself better, so they're more on the hopeful side of elegies. She rarely strays from those two styles, and she often combines them in her poems. So the poem I have is called Picture Perfect. I'll read it off for you. I was obsessed with Picture Perfect. I searched the world inside and out. For a single moment, I could say, is what life's all about. My life was viewed through lenses, my camera a metal worn with pride, though it held the moments that I'd always keep inside. But looking back at photos, I can't remember how I felt, and the noises that the world made, or the way the warm air smelled. I don't remember how the day was, if it was going good or bad. It was just a snapshot of a moment that no one ever had. And so I gave away my camera, and now I use my eyes instead to take photos for the scrapbook that I made inside my head. I've always thought my photos were ways to make moments last, but you remember a life much better when not viewing it through glass. So the theme of this poem is to live in the moment. Nowadays, many people go and they have pictures and they focus on making the picture the best that they could, when in reality, they should be focusing on living in the moment and just watching truly what's around them, because they could miss out if they just view everything through the lens of a camera. So my first literature advice I have for this poem, it's a metaphor, and the quote is, "My camera, a metal worn with pride." And how that works is the camera's hanging around the neck, which is a direct connection